I'm coming with a total beginner mind question. So, if we're all, sweeping generalization, so if we're all coming to our true nature, do you think everybody's true nature actually the same? Like down, 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 you know?
You started by saying I have a beginner's question, and then you made a very deep statement, a very profound statement. Yeah, I mean, that's the deeper reality that we see with awakening, is that all of our true natures are the same. So we're all this consciousness, or what I sometimes call collective consciousness. That collective consciousness is prior to everything. So that's what beginner's mind enables us to sense into. So beginner's mind has its definite utility in how we function in the world and how we can dialogue constructively with people, and you know, it actually makes us more knowledgeable in the sort of conventional sense of knowledgeable, because we're learning and growing and developing. That's how the scientific mind needs to be open in order to advance science. So there's that aspect, but there's also the aspect that I haven't covered like this in the past, and that is that beginner's mind enables us to let go of our conceptual mind, our egoic mind, and fall into an intuitive, experiential mind. And that is the only way that we'll sense into our deeper nature, our essential nature, our ground, is through this intuitive, experiential knowing. Of course, the egoic mind, the conventional mind, wants to grasp it and understand it and put it in a box and say, okay, if I do this, then this will happen, then I'll get it, and then I'll be happy, right? And that's how the conceptual mind thinks. If I do X, I'll get Y, and then I'll be happy. And so it's always trying to figure it out. And what beginner's mind is saying is, let all of that go. Relinquish all of that. Empty the mind of everything you think you know, and just sense into this deeper sense of being. And that's the only way we'll see this, as Jadzia said, this true nature that is shared. And it sounds kind of, I don't want to. Sounds maybe kind of airy-fairy, or it's intuitively, experientially, but it's intangible, it's incomprehensible. So we're not going to know it by trying to conceptualize it and make it tangible or concrete, because it's not. And we always say language can't describe it. Anything I say about it is untrue. They're just pointers, they're just fingers pointing at the moon. So all these practices that I engage with you here is to step behind the conceptual mind, to relinquish the conceptual mind and sense into, drop from the mind into the body is the first step, right? The feet, the hands, the face, the body. It allows us to get out of our heads and into something else. And then from there we can kind of launch into, okay, let's get a real sense of this body. What's it feel like? And then you can sense it. Well, there's an awareness of the body that's always there, never goes away. Like you can't stop being aware. So one thing you can't stop. You can stop everything else, but you can't stop being aware. So you say, oh, what is this awareness? Oh, let's sense into that. The awareness that seems to just be, oh, it's always there. I don't have to do anything for it to be there. It seems more essential than sounds, tastes, sights, body sensations, thoughts, which all come and go through this thing called awareness, that we're calling awareness. Can I sense into that? And the more time we spend sensing into that, the more likely we are to open the door and see that that's our true nature. Like we've all opened the door a crack, right? I've heard people talk about glimpses, seeing our true nature. So we've opened the door a crack, but then then the door just shuts and we go back to our conventional life, and then we practice for a while. We might go to a retreat, open the door a little bit, and peek in. Oh, there's true nature in there, and then the door shuts again, and we're back to our conventional conceptual lives. So what I'm encouraging here is to really dwell in that space of intuitive sensing into this the silent, still presence that's always there. And once the door flings wide open, it's not going to close. It just becomes what is known. And then all of a sudden, what our minds thought was intangible and difficult to see and ephemeral, it just becomes the most obvious thing there is. It's like, it's the most obvious thing. It's not it can't be overlooked because it's now the most obvious thing. It's not the sights and the sounds and all the experiences that we have, but awareness becomes like the most obvious thing that you know as true.